My name's Hannah Brancato, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Monument Quilt and the artist and activist group force upsetting rape culture. Monuments are a space for survivors to heal and reconnect with community, and it's an important part of the healing process to have that kind of a public venue. Anybody can make their own quilt square. It's a 4-foot red block. If that feels overwhelming, they can be a little bit smaller and we'll size them up in our studio. The Monument Quilt started in 2013, and we have toured to about 23 different cities and towns across the US in 28 different displays. In the final display, 6,000 stories will blanket 1 mile of the National Mall, and the quilts will be assembled to spell the phrase "not alone." We all see kind of the magnitude of the problem and feel driven to do what we can to decrease the statistics, to end sexual assault, and to think of it as a problem that can end, not something that just we have to accept.
I thought that Colgate does a lot of good work around prevention, but we don't always recognize that there are survivors on our campus and what their needs might be. So this is one space that I hope can be healing for our community specifically. So I think it's very needed everywhere, but I think it's an especially good fit for Colgate after the speak out and protests from last semester.
I'm hoping that people realize that sexual assault, sexual violence, and abuse looks so different for so many people, and that it's really important to listen to people without prescribing or trying to tell people how they should go about healing or supporting themselves, but really there's so much power in listening and letting people know they're not alone, which is a theme I think that you see throughout so many of these pieces, and to really recognize that there's not one quote-unquote perfect victim.
To me, it symbolizes something really powerful that our whole nation and our whole world should get around, and that's really changing the fabric of society.
I felt that it was a very moving experience to see all of the squares just laid out all over the floor on the hop, simply because there's so many of them, and you just after a while realize that each one stands for a survivor of sexual assault or their supporters, their families, their friends.
My reaction mostly to this is just, I don't know, it's kind of horrifying to read some of these stories, and it's important because if you don't talk about it, then there's no discussion and there's no change.